that's considered the marketing savior for the sport.
So many people were also painting her out to be the problem. She could never do enough. She could never speak out enough.
WNBA players are frustrated about Caitlin Clark's high-paying offer from a European team, believing they should get bigger contracts too, especially since many have spent more years in the league than the rookie star.
It's physical. Caitlin is helping to grow the league. These women understand that, but she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all I'm at.
Caitlin Clark's potential move overseas could be a major blow to the WNBA, as she'll become the world's highest-paid player and finally earn the respect she deserves in a league that appreciates her talent without teammates hoping she fails.
Reality. It wasn't what it is. The quality of basketball may have been up to snuff, and you had somebody as popular as Cheryl Swoops, who had her own signature shoe, had to deal with Nike and all of this other stuff. But the bottom line is, very few people gave a damn.
Why would Caitlin Clark stay in a league where even her own teammates seem to turn on her? After news broke, Nalissa Smith was seen laughing with Dejanai Carrington about the viral eye poke incident, showing just how little support Clark really has.
Ow! Oh, I'm sorry. You poked me in the eye. You're 8-year-old. You did. I did not poke you. Did you do it on purpose? I did not poke you in your eyes. Did you do it on purpose?
Caitlin Clark's own teammate, Nalissa Smith, was seen laughing as Dejanai Carrington mocked Clark by mimicking her saying, "Did you do it on purpose?" Shockingly, Smith didn't defend Clark, leaving her feeling isolated, even among her own team, as the moment went viral.
Sitting there like, well, hold on, man. This woman is booed up with the girl that poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. They're making videos making fun of Caitlin Clark in the eye poke. What is the Indiana Fever doing?
Caitlin's team hasn't shown her any support, instead spotlighting Nalissa Smith's season highlights with no sign of backing Clark. Now, with opposing players openly against her, and even her own teammates mocking her, she has more reason than ever to leave. Accepting the EuroLeague offer could be her best move, leaving the WNBA to realize too late what they've lost.
If Caitlin, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting. If she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one direction.
Caitlin Clark's deal with a European team isn't just another career move. It shines a light on the clear gap in opportunities between certain WNBA players and those gaining attention abroad. So why is this stirring such strong emotions in the league? Clark, a rookie, is already getting international offers that veterans like Aya Wilson haven't seen, even after years of success. Her ability to attract these deals highlights a frustrating divide, leaving longtime players feeling ignored by both the WNBA and overseas teams.
Wasn't to the degree of Caitlin Clark being on that basketball court and people watching her, but nevertheless, rising tide lifts all boats.
For Aya Wilson, the frustration over Caitlin Clark's move isn't just about the contract itself. It's about what it represents to the rest of the WNBA. Aya has always felt that being league MVP should carry real weight, bringing top opportunities and recognition. But now, she's watching Caitlin, a newcomer with far less experience or accolades, receive offers that someone of her level should be getting, and that disconnect is hard to ignore.
But a lot of people that laid the groundwork that deserve shine as well. Here's what we're going to do. Are they playing now?
Here's what we're going to do.
Are they playing now?
We don't have Andrea.
Remember, you got to
We don't have any of the women, Chene. They'll come back on. We'll revisit this conversation gladly.
Aya's frustration runs deeper because it exposes a tough truth in the WNBA. Talent and achievements don't always lead to bigger paychecks. While Caitlin was still in college, she was filling arenas with fans eager to see her play. Meanwhile, Aya, despite being the league's MVP, wasn't pulling in the same crowds at the pro level.
12 million people are watching ESPN for a game. If that game was on CBS, they probably would have had 25, 30 million people watching that game.
Dejanai Carrington's resentment toward Caitlin Clark is no secret. The tension between them has been building for a while. It all came to a head during the now infamous eye poke incident that left Caitlin with a black eye. Instead of showing any remorse, Carrington mocked her afterward, only fueling the conflict. This wasn't just a one-off moment. It reflected a deeper, long-standing animosity Carrington seems to have toward Clark.
No one would even know her name, Nylisa Smith, if she played on any of the other 11 teams. She was the second overall pick 2 or 3 years ago in the WNBA draft. Decent player, but no one would know. She played with Caitlin Clark. People know her name. She has no gratitude. She has no respect. She can't tell her girlfriend, hey, we ain't doing that.
Carrington's resentment likely comes from watching Caitlin Clark become the face of women's basketball in a way she hasn't. Though Carrington is a skilled player, she hasn't reached the same level of fame or success, which has led to growing bitterness. The eye poke incident only made things worse. To Carrington, Caitlin's quick rise feels like a personal blow, like all her own hard work is being ignored in favor of someone who hasn't put in as many years.
The most watched WNBA games in over 2 decades. What does that tell you? That tells you that before Caitlin Clark came along, it wasn't nearly as popular. It doesn't mean it wasn't growing in popularity over the last 2 to 3 years. But 3 years ago, WNBA was an afterthought.
What's especially troubling about Carrington's behavior is how she seemed to enjoy Caitlin Clark's misfortune. Instead of apologizing for the injury, she mocked Caitlin, showing a level of disrespect that goes beyond rivalry. It feels personal. This attitude isn't isolated either. Nylisa Smith, Carrington's girlfriend, appeared to join in, laughing with her after the eye poke incident, showing no concern for Caitlin's well-being. For professional athletes, this kind of reaction is shocking. The fact that both Carrington and Smith found amusement in Caitlin's injury points to a deeper problem within the league's culture.
Thing above board, it doesn't matter what Nylisa Smith does. She can go out and mock our meal ticket, the best player in the league, the person that's making us all rich.
For Caitlin, this level of hostility is deeply troubling. The WNBA is meant to be a space where players uplift each other and help grow the league together. But instead, she's been met with open animosity from fellow athletes. This creates a toxic atmosphere where the competition goes beyond the game, turning personal and divisive. Her injury wasn't just an on-court accident. It became a symbol of the targeted hostility she faces from players like Nylisa Smith and Dejanai Carrington.
Been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, and in that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn. Caitlin didn't bring citizens to the WNBA. This has been
13. Caitlin Clark's frustration goes beyond tensions with other WNBA players. It also includes her own team, the Indiana Fever. In pro sports, a team should be a source of support, unity, and shared goals, especially during tough moments. But for Caitlin, that hasn't been the case. After clearly being the victim of a physical incident, the Fever didn't rally around her. They showed little concern, failed to publicly back her, and didn't meaningfully acknowledge what happened, leaving her without the support she should be able to count on.
All those who think it's funny, could you imagine if it was the roles were reversed? If Caitlin Clark, 2 white girls made a video mocking it, what the reaction would be? I mean, let's just be honest. I don't want to go, what about Favre? But what about Favre?
For Caitlin, this likely felt like a betrayal. Her efforts were being overlooked, and instead of standing by her, the team seemed more focused on highlighting others than protecting one of their key players. This situation raises serious questions about the team's internal dynamics. If someone like Caitlin, who's brought major attention and value to the WNBA, can't count on support from her teammates and coaches, it points to a deeper cultural problem. A team should foster trust and unity, both on and off the court. But in this case, the silence and focus elsewhere sent a clear message. Caitlin's well-being and impact weren't a priority. And for any top athlete, feeling isolated or unprotected by your own team can be incredibly draining.
isn't healthy. And that's a true statement.
That's not. That's wrong, Molly.
Monica?
That's wrong, Molly. Molly,
like
it's
five
excuses.
top players,
It's excuses,
am I right?
Molly. It's excuses.
Major injury.
You would not be saying that if it wasn't UConn.
Major stars not playing.
Listen,
You gotta
excuse me,
go.
it's her against Caitlin Clark.
Stephen A.
Ain't no excuses.
Stephen
You
A.
got there.
Wait a
No,
minute.
want to hear that now.
Stephen A.
Let me tell you, if
Paige
Georgetown
Becker-
get back in the mix, I'm going to be insufferable. I'm just telling you that now.
What?
If Paige Beckerson basically missed 2 seasons, I don't know if we'd be talking about Caitlin Clark the way we
15. This kind of treatment can shake a player's confidence and create a sense of isolation, which affects both performance and overall well-being in the league. For Caitlin, it raises real doubts about whether the WNBA, and the Indiana Fever in particular, is the right place to continue her career. Why stay somewhere you don't feel supported? This situation adds even more weight to her consideration of playing in Europe. Not only could she earn more and avoid the hostility from other players, but she might also find a team culture that truly values and supports its stars. European leagues are known for taking care of their top talent, giving them the respect and resources they need to succeed. For Caitlin, the lack of backing from the Fever might be the final push that convinces her to take that next step overseas.
This noise came by people that were sitting on this network. They tried to minimize her, said, well, you giving her all this credit. What about the women that came before her? What the women came before her, what they did cannot be taken away. That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA has long struggled to keep pace with other major sports leagues, and losing a player like Caitlin, who brought in a wave of new fans, could be a major setback. Her potential move to Europe raises serious concerns about the league's future. If one of its biggest stars can walk away for better pay and treatment abroad, what's stopping others from following? The WNBA risks watching its top talent drift overseas, leaving behind a thinner roster of stars to draw crowds. Caitlin's exit could be the tipping point, threatening to undo years of growth and momentum. This goes far beyond just one player.
They got eliminated from the playoffs. The attendance dropped. The ratings dropped. If the WNBA is more, it is, and I get it. Why aren't people?
This is about the future of the WNBA as a whole. Players like Angel Reese, Dejanai Carrington, and Aya Wilson understand that the league can't afford to lose its biggest stars. Yet Caitlin Clark's potential departure shows the WNBA isn't doing enough to keep them. Her decision to sign with a European team could have lasting effects, possibly undoing years of work to grow the league's fan base, boost viewership, and establish a stronger presence in professional sports. Caitlin was a major force behind that momentum, and losing her would be a serious step backward.
Women that have been calling for the equality, and now that there is the chance for them to start getting paid more because the exposure's up. Because it's her, you have people like, what's her name, Jamelia Hill or what? I can't stand her.
Yeah.
You got these women who are coming on here and they're saying it's
18. Caitlin Clark's presence on the court attracted fans who might never have watched a WNBA game before, and her strong connection with audiences made her a key asset to the league. When she stopped playing during the playoffs, the drop in viewership was immediate. Fans tuned out, and the numbers showed it. This highlights a serious issue for the WNBA. After years of effort to boost visibility and grow its fan base, Caitlin's potential departure threatens to undo that progress. Without one of its top stars, the league could face a major decline in viewership, impacting both its financial health and long-term growth.
I don't want to have to deal with what everybody else has to deal with over Twitter. We're special. We're tall women who occasionally make layups. That makes us special, and we deserve a special level of treatment.
The resentment Caitlin Clark faces in the WNBA goes beyond a few players. Many in the league seem to carry jealousy and bitterness toward her, despite the fact that she's done more to raise the league's profile than almost anyone else. Before her rise, the WNBA struggled with fan interest and low viewership, but Caitlin's presence brought record-breaking crowds and boosted media attention. Instead of celebrating that success, some players appear more focused on tearing her down. Much of this hostility stems from jealousy, as Caitlin's ability to attract fans and land major deals has made her a target for those who feel overlooked. It's created a toxic atmosphere, one that's made Caitlin seriously question if the WNBA is where she truly belongs.
Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now. Immediately, absolutely.
Given everything she's gone through in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark has every reason to consider a move to Europe. There, she'd earn more, deal with less hostility, and have the chance to grow her brand without the constant negativity she faces in the league now. Europe could offer Caitlin a fresh start, a place to focus on her game and connect with fans in a more supportive environment. But her departure wouldn't just impact her career. It could seriously hurt the WNBA. Without its biggest star, the league risks losing the momentum she helped create. Caitlin has brought unprecedented attention to women's basketball, and if she leaves, the drop in viewership could be steep. In a league already battling for relevance, losing her could be a major setback.